beautiful people. Welcome to yet another episode of the Younib Breakfast Show here at Younib TV. And I hope you guys had an awesome festive season and welcome. So as it is the norm here at the Younib Breakfast Show, let's go straight to the morning bite of the day. Yes, so today's conversation, we're going to talk about a new year doesn't need a new you, it needs an honest you. And as you can see, today I'm running solo. I wanted to do this show alone so that you can be able to just take the time to reflect. And you see, I have my journal book here with me, and I'm just prepared for this show so that we can always, all of us can reflect together, yeah? So I hope you guys will enjoy this show. Remember, you can always interact with us through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719 144 144. So again, the topic of the day today, we are talking about a new year doesn't need a new you, it needs an honest you, yeah? So what made me think about this conversation is the fact that most times when we all know we are getting into a new year, everyone is usually saying, do you have your resolutions? Do you have your vision board? Do you have have you planned your year, basically? But most times, I believe it's not a bad thing to do that. I believe it's really good because you see, planning your year and you also having a resolution is quite good. But one thing that we all forget is honesty. You know, sometimes you may find yourself uko na vision board for like the whole year. Last year ulikuwa na vision board, last year baton ulikuwa na vision board, you had goals, you had resolutions, but you fail to go back and reflect and be honest to yourselves. Because most people, yes, will go back, reflect, but they will not be honest to themselves. And that is why I decided this year, instead of us doing a vision board together, instead of us sitting down and talking about resolutions, let's talk about how being honest to oneself when it comes to reflection is really important, yeah? And that is why I ended up having this conversation with you today, yeah? So my first point, and I'll be looking at my notebook a lot today, and I hope you guys will also follow me and also get your notebooks and just sit down so that you can be able to reflect together. Sawa sawa? So I'll start with why I feel like honesty is the real reset. It's because, number one, every year, as I said, we are usually told, let's build something, let's start building something, let's do our goal, let's keep a goal. And sometimes most people are not even true to themselves. They'll just be copying what other people have done. Like, for example, you'll find someone having a vision board. Ameona vision board ya nani na nani ziko inaka vizuri, wacha nitengeneze. And then most of the time, unapata mtu anatengeneza the exact copyright, yeah, of whatever somebody else has done. So you're not becoming honest to yourself. And it's the fact that sometimes having this, having honesty conversations with yourself, reflecting, and the self-reflection, it really helps you so that you can be able to like figure out what really works for yourself, yeah? So I'll take you to my next step. My next step is, what are we usually not honest about when it comes to reflection? So number one in my list, I wrote energy. So sometimes we forget how our body talks to us a lot. So you can find yourself unaenda mahali, uko, like you're always going to work, and you're going to work faithfully, but when you're there, energy yako inakuonyesha tu, manze, I am just fatigued, I just want to sleep. Umeamka asubuhi mapema, umeoga, umefanya kila kitu, and you felt refreshed. But ukifika kazi uko zile za, mimi nasikia kulala, mimi nishachoka. So that is something that your body is telling you that most of the time tuna ignoring, yeah? Something else is our habits. So that is number two, why we are not things or what we are usually not honest about ourselves. So number two, it's our habits. So sometimes we are used to something just because the society has told us to get used to it. For example, I might say, I am pushing on with my job, or I am pushing on with school, yet in my heart I know this is not what I really want. You know, I'm doing it so that the society cannot judge me. Because the society says I should rush into marriage. Sasa wewe ndo unakimbia, unakuwa number one kukimbia kwa marriage. It's not your time, but una feel the pressure that society is giving you, that your friends, unaona, now you're in the age where your friends are getting married. Now is the time that unaona wase wengi ndo hiyo wamehama. Now you want to give yourself the pressure. Remember, it's not sometimes your journey is not the same as somebody else's, you know. Inabidi sa uketi, reflect. Is moving out really something that resonates with me? Ama ni juu naona rafiki yangu ali move out, no wonder nataka ku move out. Everybody has their own timeline. So usi give into pressure just because you feel like whatever people and society has put, it is the timeline exactly. It's never too late. And I remember juzi too, so I was having a conversation with my friend, and my friend told me, hii mambo tunakuwa tumejiekea sana when it comes to age, yeah? And alikuwa ananiambia, don't feel the pressure. If you're still in your 20s, this is the time you're learning and you're unlearning things. So usijipe pressure ati I have to stay in a specific place, or I have to do what other people are doing, or I have to say what other people are saying. I have to like now rush into marriage. I have to do this because many people my age are doing it. You are in the discovering stage. So you're not too late. It's also the age where you don't know as much as you don't know everything about life. You don't know what will happen about tomorrow. This is just the place where you're growing. So at this point, usifeel ati, oh, because I'm used to doing this, if I stop, then it means that I am giving up. It means that nimefika mwisho. And yeah, so that is one thing about our habits. So the next thing I'm supposed to talk about when it comes to what we are usually not honest about is identity. So most of us, as I said earlier, most of us tunajiambianga, mimi nataka kufanana na nani. Ama unaangalia, you're setting your standards, not for yourself, but because of nani na nani amefika hapo. So that is not your identity. If you're checking somebody else's, and as we say, honesty is the best policy. If you're not honest to yourself, unafuata tu identity ya mtu, you'll never be your own self. You'll come way later on, ujiulize sasa nimekuwa nikifanya nini for the rest of your life, and now you have to start up again. Pali ungekuwa na time if you could just sit down and reflect. So those are the things that we are not usually honest about to ourselves, yeah? So what is the cost of dishonesty to oneself? In my notebook I wrote constant fatigue. Number one, if your body will always show you that you're dishonest to yourself, yeah? Because number one, itakuonyesha fatigue. You'll start feeling umechoka tu. As I said, utakuwa unaamka, unajiambia naenda hivi, unasikia tu hapana. You just need rest. So that is number one alarm for you to just sit down and reflect again, because you have been dishonest to yourself. Number two is quiet resentment. Unaanza kuchukia vitu zenye ulikuwa unapenda, ama place yenye una feel hapa imeni overwhelm. Sasa wewe, you start resenting the people, ama resenting even people out there. It's not their problem. Mtu amekukanyaga ushamshautia, umeshamtusi. It's never their problem. Most of the time, it's for you to sit down and think, okay, what is this? Juu unakasirikia tu kila mtu, ya nini? And it's because you have not sat down and reflected and being honest to yourself. What is really this kind of baggage I'm carrying that inanifanya nikasirikia tu kila mtu at any given time, yeah? The next reason is feeling disconnected from your own life. So you're just surviving. We kazi yako tu ni kuamka kufanya vitu because it's just a habit you have formed, yeah? So wewe unafanya tu hizo vitu because literally everyone is doing it, but it's not comfortable for you. Ukijiangalia, you're not even feeling yourself or feel like yourself. You know, most of the time when you're asked that, how are you feeling? Most times we will always say, I'm okay. But ukijiuliza maswali unajiambia, wallahi siko sawa kabisa, because you're feeling there's a disconnect between yourself and who you were previously. And the final thing that costs our dishonesty is doing all the right things and still feeling off. when it comes to society, vile imesema ati, oh, by this time you're supposed to be married, alafu get married by that time, oh, by this time I'm supposed to do this, then you do that. But again, you're not feeling like this is what you're not feeling the satisfaction from yourself, yeah? So that is the cost of dishonesty, yeah? I want us to take a short break, and I hope this is helping you guys be able to reflect on the importance of honesty, and not only honesty to ourselves, but honestly, even when we are thinking about beginning this year, yeah? So the question of the day today is, what am I maintaining that is already expired? So let us know through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719-144-144. Let's take this short break, and we'll be back with more concerning the conversation of the day.
Younib TV, faith, inspiration, unity.
Welcome back. This is still the Younib Breakfast Show with me, Peninah Wachera, and I hope you guys are getting to learn more about what honesty to oneself really mean, and why honesty is the real reset, and why you don't have to keep on saying a new year needs a new me, but it really needs an honest you, yeah? Before the break, I've left you guys with a question, which is, what am I maintaining that is already expired? And I'll just go straight to sampling some of your comments so that we can be able to continue with the discussion. So someone says, I'm accepting that some of my prayers haven't been answered because I haven't done the work. I'm letting go of blaming God for my laziness. Okay. Okay, that is nice. So I think the expired version is letting go of the laziness. Yeah. Someone else says, I'm accepting that family doesn't always mean safe. I'm letting go of staying silent just because they are my blood. Someone else says, I'm accepting that honesty is uncomfortable, and I'm letting go of comfort that keeps me stuck. Someone else says, the hardest lie I've believed are the ones I told myself. Okay. Somebody else says, I'm letting go some friendships because they were based on convenience, not love. And I'm also letting go of forcing loyalty where there is none. And I'll sample the last one. Someone says, letting go of fear of success more than failure. I'm letting go of the self-sabotage disguised as humility. Yeah. So thank you so much for your feedback. And as we continue this conversation, you can always interact with us. You can always talk to us through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719-144-144. So coming back to the conversation, before the break, we've spoken about what the cost of dishonesty to oneself. We've also talked about what we usually are not honest about for ourselves. Yeah. So coming back, we'll be talking about what living honestly looks like. And in my notes, let me go to my notes. And my notes, I wrote, honesty to yourself doesn't mean quitting or lowering your standards or giving up. It's choosing alignment over aesthetics. And this is so important for us to think about, because at the end of the day, the life you're living, it's only for yourself, not for your neighbor, not for your parents, not for whoever person who is around you. It's not even for your friend, it's for yourself. And most of the time, we forget that aspect, and we always want to be like the other person. We never want to be like ourselves, but we don't even understand the amount of work the other person has done so that they can be an example, or for them, they can be that person where, by the way, I am showing people this is how you're supposed to do. So most people are doing their own work, but most of the time we find ourselves wanting to copy other people so that we can look as much as they are, and we just believe that kenye wamefanya, unaona tu ni kama tu wanatokea wakifanya kazi, and you are like, hey, this is quite nice, but most of them have done the work. So it is good for you to do the work. Yeah. So living honestly looks like asking yourself this question: what peace can I sustain? Number 2, what actually makes me feel well? And finally, what does success look like for me in the future? My success doesn't have to look like yours. My success doesn't have to look like somebody else's. My success can be, for the year, can be me just being in my moment and me being happy and smiling every time. For someone else, their success will look like, for them, investing 1 million in the bank account by the end of the year. Someone else's success may look like building a house. Someone else's success may look like moving out from their parents' home. So everybody's success is different, and it is important for us to always choose, even though it is as small as me thinking of peace as my success, me thinking about myself being happy by the end of the year. That can be a successful moment. It doesn't have to be a very big goal that we give ourselves. Yeah. So honest living might look like this. Number 1, slower mornings instead of rushed productivity. Number 2, fewer goals but deeper focus. Most of us choose to do a lot of goals. Like by the beginning of the year, most people will have goals that even go to the next pages, like 3 pages. But most of us also will have that, write them, close the books, and then go away and not do the work. Then they will only remember the resolutions or the goals they wrote when it is in December. And watasema, wow, by the 2026, I had written a whole list of goals. Aya. What have I accomplished? What have not accomplished? It's not a bad thing, but sometimes you find people like putting a lot of pressure to themselves that is not needed. So it is just important. You can start an year with 2 goals. You can start an year with 3 goals. If you accomplish in between the year, you can always add. So don't give yourself the pressure. Another way that honest living might look like is number 3, dressing for comfort and confidence, not approval. Most of us will just wear clothes because we've seen other people wearing. And you know, if you're not comfortable in your own clothing, it means that you won't even be comfortable the whole day. So most of you, badala ya kuangalia kenye mwingine amevaa, ama badala ya kuona, okay, so this is the good idea, and you're not comfortable with it, you don't feel yourself with it, you don't feel confidence in it, it means that you can now, being honest or honestly living might look like you now choosing dress codes that are working for you, not for what other people are saying. Something else that honest living might look like is saying no to over explaining. You know, the moment that you do something, you're making a decision, alafu now you are like, I have to explain to this person about this and this and this. Like me naona tu lazima ni explain. And sometimes you don't have to explain yourself. You just have to just make the decision and just move on, yeah? You don't have to explain or over explain to somebody. Like for example, you decide for this year I am leaving my friends or the group I was doing, like somebody else has said that he alikuwa na make friends for convenient, you know. So if I yearly make decision that now I'm stopping this because my friends are not for convenience. I want to be now happy and make true friends, yeah? So for them, akitaka kuacha, hafai kwenda ku over explain. You know, it's not a must for you to over explain to those friends that mbona nakuacha, mbona sikuachi. Sometimes they won't even care about what you're saying. Hata utapata hata hakuwa anashughulika na wewe, by the way. You are just a friend wa kuenda clubbing and coming back. After that, wanakusahau, you know. So it's very important for us to be honest by saying no to over-explaining. Something else is letting go, letting rest be productive. So sometimes we're hard on ourselves. We don't take the time to rest, to relax, to feel ourselves or be in our own restful nature, because we are always on the move. And I remember talking to somebody else and alikuwa ananiambia, you know, even the Bible says that you're not supposed to be with a lot of things. That's for Catholic. I think it's in the book of Sirach, that you should not involve yourself in so many things. Unajipata wewe unafanya tu 1 million things, but you forget the main thing, which can be rest for you, which can be praying for someone else, you know. So it's good for us to try our level best, be productive. It's very nice, because also the same Bible says, do not be a lazy bone, yeah? But be productive, but also make sure that usiji overwork, usiji pest a lot of stress because of overworking. You can always minimize into smaller productive things and take time to rest, yeah? So as we think about that, and I'd like to also hear from you guys, what do you think honest living is all about? What would you think that honesty for you, to yourself, can look like? Does it mean that, does it look like slower mornings for you? Does it look like you just taking off days more oftenly, or you making sure that if you're going for an off day, you're taking it for rest alone? Or does it mean for you going for walks in the evening, like making sure that you have just something for yourself? So how does honesty to yourself for the year look like? So let's take this short break and we'll be back with more.
Younib TV, Faith, Inspiration, Unity.
Welcome back. This is still the Uni Breakfast Show with me, Peninah Wachera. I hope you guys are getting to learn more. And it's not even about learning. It's about us reflecting on ourselves. And I hope we are taking the note of, I need to have an honest ear. Instead of me lying to myself for having 1 million goals, let me just have like 10 reasonable goals for myself that I know are truthful, are honest, and that can make me become a better person. And that is the main aim for this show today, for us to reflect and to be honest to ourselves, not to copy people because it's convenient to us, not to do what other people are doing because that is what everyone is doing, but because we feel like this is what I need to do. Yeah. So before the break, we've spoken about what living honestly really looks like and what it might also look like to every individual. Yeah. So coming to this other side, I'd like to now share a little of the simple practices that you can try during the year that will help you be more honest to yourself. Some questions you can ask yourself so that you can get true honesty for yourself. So one, you can try having a weekly honest check-in. You can do it weekly, you can do it monthly, you can do it quarterly. It all depends with how you want to do it, yeah? But it's good for you to keep on asking yourself to gauge how your week was, how you feel. It's good to try doing it weekly. So the first question you can ask yourself for the simple practice, which is honest check-in. In the check-in, these are the questions you can ask yourself. Number one, what drained me this week? Number two, what gave me energy? What made me feel like this is what I really like doing, yeah? Number three, what felt forced? Number four, what felt natural? And finally, what needs to be adjusted and what needs to be abandoned, yeah? You know, sometimes we may take it for granted. Tumekuwa tukisikia easy, watu wakisema hizi vitu, like weekly check-in, monthly check-in, I have to ask myself these questions, you know, and we think that we should take it for granted. And honestly, sometimes we don't know. Nakumbuka when our mental psychologists were here, our psychologists, they were talking about how it is important for you to feel or to be in a positive mood. You have to ensure that whatever you say, whatever you talk about, and whatever you do is aligning to what you want to become. And this is one of the simple practices that you can try that will help you be able to know, where am I at when it comes to this season or this specific time, yeah? So it is important. And you can try, by the way, to also plan your week. That is another way, a practice you can try for the year. Just plan your week or your day way earlier, so that by the time inafika, umeshazipanga into manageable or small to productive manageable sizes. So that by the time unajiambia, okay, wake up by 7, umeamka by 7, be at work by 10 or by 9, depending on where you work. And then when you are there at 9, what am I supposed to do during the morning hours, during the afternoon hours? How am I going, like if I'm going home, what am I going to do when I'm at home? Am I going to sleep? Am I going to do this? Just planning your day might look like a big deal, but at the end of the day, it saves you much than you think, yeah? So I'd like us to finish up with these small pointers, yeah? So as we move into this year, let us choose number one, self-awareness. It's important for us to understand that the moment we start being honest to ourselves is the moment that we start accepting and being fully aware of who we truly are deep down. So when you're choosing honesty, you're choosing self-awareness, you're choosing being yourself, like you're being happy being alone. You know, sometimes, and I have had a lot of people saying this, like, I had to be in a relationship so that I can remember it's important for me to spend time with myself. It's so funny because it's so interesting, because at the end of the day, it's important for you to first love yourself before you get loved by somebody else. Because the moment you already know yourself, the moment you take time to be self-aware, you will be even better off when you get into a relationship. So if you're single out there, it is time for you to take yourselves out for those dates. Even though those serious dates that you think that, oh, I'll take myself to a hotel, it's a good thing also to try. But also you can just say, today I'm taking myself on a walk. just trying to discover what it looks like for me, seeing nature and all that alone, you know. So it is good for you to take time for self-awareness. Number 2, living in a way that feels true to ourselves, even when it's inconvenient. Sometimes we may think that, for example, I'll just use an example of living or having your friends or being in a friendship for convenience. Like, I love the fact that our viewer had told us that nataka kuachana na the friendship because it was for convenience. And I understand, because most times tutajipata tu make friendship, or maybe your friends say, because we are in a time of transition. Personally, I know around me, the people around me are in transition mode, yeah. But it's important to always remember that atakama yeye ameenda, atakama yeye ame transition, I still am my own person, yeah. Yes, I'll feel bad or I'll feel something that they're not around, but there's always social media, there's always a way you can always connect to each other. But the fact that when your friends are not even near you is the better, because you get the chance to say, okay, this was not working for me because I was always doing things as a reflection of so and so, you know. So it's important for us to actually understand that I might make a decision today that is not convenient to everyone, that is not even convenient to myself, but because I want to be truthful to myself, then I need to make this decision, you know. So it is important for us to understand that. The next thing also, we are listening to ourselves this year. Instead of us listening to the noise around the society, what the society thinks about me, what the society talks about me not being married by my 25 years, you know. Taking time to just tell yourself, what do I think about it? If I get married right now, is it really where I see myself as per now? Will I even be able to accommodate all the things that marriage brings? So you sit down and ask yourself this question, because the moment you start listening to what your body is saying also, if it's telling you need more rest, and then you feel like to get the rest itself, utajipata umeenda hosi, ndo ufosiwe kulala. You're even told that you have to have this bed rest so that you can really relax. So badala ifike uko kwote, you just take your time, listen to your body, listen to yourself, listen to your emotions, listen to your physical body, because actually our physical body tells us a lot than we actually take. If my body will show me I am tired, and sometimes you find yourself pushing yourself too hard, yeah? I remember coming, I was scrolling in the internet. I don't know whether it was TikTok or Instagram, but one of the reels, I came into a crocodile in ice, and the crocodile was not moving because ilikuwa imestick kwa ice. But if you could observe there, and the person who was even talking in the video, alikuwa anasema that crocodile is not dead. Unaona macho zikifungika hivi, it's just stuck. And most of the time we are always like that crocodile, life inaendelea, our body is talking to us ikikwambia this is not the comfort we want, but you want to be just stuck there kwa ice, and the body or your emotions or everything inakwambia it's time to let go. So you end up stretching, and then baadaye unaenda kwa Mungu kimjudge ama ukimuuliza sasa ni lini yangu ni nini. But he gave you the thing. Yourself means giving up things you like sometimes, yeah, and taking a step. Sometimes it means getting out of that comfort zone. If you thought ati mi itakuwa tu nime chill kwa nyumba every single time, money will be coming when I'm in the house, you know, sometimes it means you taking that step outside kwenda kutafuta kazi, you know. So it is important for us this year to listen to ourselves honestly, to listen to our body, to listen to our own heart, to listen to our soul, to think about what we want just by being honest to ourselves, yeah. And finally, we are going to live more honestly by not performing, or to stop performing for other people. That is what I meant, and start aligning ourselves to our purpose, yeah. So it is important for us to understand that the moment we start being honest to ourselves, it means that we will start now living for ourselves, not for other people, not for our parents, not for other people. Yani utakuwa tu unajiambia it's because of me that I'm choosing to do this, and it won't come. Unaona ile yenye unafanyanga vitu juu ya watu wengine, you come sometimes to regret, but if you do it honestly and you say enyewe I'm honestly needing time for relaxation for this specific time, and then after that mi nitarudi kufanya vitu, because you're truly honest to yourself, then that will be really helpful. Yeah, so I hope that this show has served as a place where we can reflect and ask ourselves, are we really becoming honest to ourselves? Are we really choosing ourselves? Are we listening to what other people are doing, or we are just trying to be ourselves? So tusijaribu kutengeneza vision board ingine while we still have the goals zenye hatuja accomplish, and sometimes hizo goals hatuja accomplish because tumekuwa tukifanya vitu zenye watu wengine wanafanya, and it's not what we've been doing. So if you look at your vision board, if you look at your resolution for the previous years and you see enyewe hizi vitu sijakuwa nimekuwa they are really truly what I really want, but sijazipata because I have been doing what other people have been telling me. I have not gotten the time to sit down and just be honest about myself, and that is why sijafika pale niko. So this year, at least let's choose to be people of reflection. Let's choose to be honest to ourselves. And the moment we are honest to ourselves, at least I know the previous goals that I had to accomplish, even the previous year, then we'll be able to just reset, listen to our body, reset ourselves, and now bring it bigger and better, because we are listening to our body, we are listening to ourselves, we are becoming honest to ourselves that this doesn't work for me, this works for me, this doesn't have to work for, it works for her but not for me, this one works for me this way. I am more productive this time, not this time, and that will help us to become better. So let's prosper this year by just making sure that we are honest to ourselves. And that is why I said it is important for us to just do the reflection together. And I hope this will help you be able to make a decision for yourself this year, that no matter how much other people's goals are, let them not feel like things that I have to accomplish, but let it be in a position of, I am not doing this now, I will put a pause to this, but I'll come back to it when I've already worked on myself, because I need to work on myself so that I can achieve this. So I hope you guys have gotten to learn a lot, and please let us know how you're feeling about this conversation and how this show has maybe enlightened you. You can always interact with us through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719-144-144. You can also follow me on my social media platform, Miss Peninah Wachera on Instagram and Peninah Wachera on TikTok. Thank you so much for everyone who has made this show a success. Thank you so much, Elias, for being my camera person and also my director, also the set designer of the day. I mean, this guy does a lot for my show, and I'm so happy and blessed to have him in the Uni Breakfast Show. So asanteni sana. By the way, catch him on Nicorada show every Thursday at 2 p.m. Mtamwona in front of the cameras, yeah? And I hope you guys will enjoy also his show. Mwende mwonyeshe support huko pia at that time. So until next time, you guys do have yourselves a beautiful day ahead. Goodbye.